Yeah, just write
So it's just preparing?
No, it's,
Then I have to do got it?
uh-huh.
Okay, all good.
So if you want to have a candle or candles to light, get those. And also if you want to have your kiddish beverage ready, have that there because we're going to do those in just a little bit. But I did want to thank Jerome. He is the Zoom host tonight and he's managing all the tech. Yay, because I was having issues with it. So I'm so grateful that he is able to help me out. And so he already mentioned that we're Zooming. And if you want to change your name, or we're live streaming. So if you did want to adjust your name, so I won't go into that. If you have any issues like sounds, chat to Jerome and he can work on that. So we're going to start with a ukulele group doing a Shabbat Shalom song. I'm aspiring to play the ukulele, but I'm not there yet. So I have found this little group one to play for you. So Jerome, that would be number 1, please. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. It's Shabbat Shalom. Now we're going to light our candle or candles. I'm just doing one. And I'm going to light mine first and then sing a different little tune for us. So I can't do both at the same time. But you may light yours whenever during my little sing-along. How about that? This is a couple of verses from Peter, Paul, and Mary's song called Light One Candle. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our hope and our tears. Light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. And light one candle for those who are suffering pain we learned so long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in, that anger not tear us apart. And light one candle to find us together with peace as the song in our hearts. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our hope and our tears. So my service tonight I'm calling creative, as we'll mostly be deviating from our usual Shabbat prayers and rituals. Since yesterday was just Yom Kippur, we had a lot of traditional service, so I thought I would do something a bit different. Also, since we're feeling all fresh coming off of Yom Kippur, I thought it would be a great time to think about what we can do in the year ahead to focus ourselves as our Jewish tradition calls us to, towards Tikkun Olam, repairing our world. What will we do for others, for our community, our state, our country, and even the world, which ultimately we will be also doing for ourselves? The next song is called A Song for the New Year, sung by communities around the world. It's more of a Rosh Hashanah song, but I thought it would still be good to hear as we're beginning our service tonight, just kind of a fresh little start. So Jerome, that's number 2, please.
Hear that? That is the sound of renewal.
Hear that? That is the sound of repair.
How does the new year call you? What gives you pride and regret?
Do you hear that? This is how we reset.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Wake up, wake me from this sleep.
Oh, I'm waking up. It's time to search my deeps. Where have I stumbled? How can I redirect? My book's sitting open. That's how I reset.
I like that, all the different people. And then I thought it was a good little recap of all we heard from Rabbi Janice over the last few days about resetting and changing our life and all that kind of good stuff. So
Definitely.
thank you. So I have Rabbi Nachman of Bratslav has this to say: one must repeat from time to time, the world was created for my sake. Never say, what do I care about this or that? Do your part to add something new, to bring something that is needed, and to leave the world a little better because you were here briefly. So now if you have your Kiddush beverage ready, we'll go ahead and do the blessing together. And I guess we don't care if it's all mixed up, right? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu
melech
Borei
Amen.
L'chaim. All right. Let's see. This is a little, I guess it's a poem or some verses from something called Illuminations in one of our prayer packets. I forget which one. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other and work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illuminate all of us and to bring that vision to life. All right, so let me find my Hatsi Kaddish. Zipping right through. Yikadal v'yikadal shemei rabba v'alma divra kute v'emlich mahute b'chayechon yomechon uv'chayetecho beit Israel Ishmei rabba Yiparak Yishtabak Yipar Vipar Yithad Le'elo min kol birkatav to That's always fun, huh? All right. Now I have a little note from that's called Tzedek Box, which you're going to hear more about later, but this is a little excerpt from some of their information regarding their project. And it's titled Hesek, Tzedakah, and Tzedek. In Judaism, there are a variety of ways in which we are called to serve our world. There is Hesed, responding to an immediate need with loving kindness. When someone is hungry, we feed them. There is Tzedakah, righteous monetary giving, and it may respond to an immediate need, such as donating to a food bank, or it could also address a root cause, such as donating to a job training nonprofit organization. And there is, the third one is Tzedek, a righteous act that addresses a root cause of a wrong in society, such as instead of lifting a person in a wheelchair up a step to enter a building, we raise our voice until the owner installs a ramp. It will require all of Hesed, Tzedakah, and Tzaddik, tongue twister, to repair the world's brokenness. If we spend all of our time lobbying in Washington, fighting for long-term change, we would be neglecting people's immediate needs. And if we spend all of our time meeting immediate needs, things would never change in the long run. We need to affirm that all are needed. And now, if you'll please join me in the Shema. And I was just going to do the short version. Shema
Israel
Elohim
Adonai
Echad
Baruch Shem Malkuto Olam Ba.
And a reflection on the Shema. You shall love the Lord your God with all your mind, with all your strength, and with all your being. The path to love of God is through the love of others. I do not love God until I love my neighbor as myself. Even as my mind seeks to understand life's meaning, so may my life show love for all created things. We do not teach our children by words alone. May I make my life and actions into good teachings, for in my conduct, I exemplify Torah. Each mitzvah is a way to holiness. The mitzvot elevate our humanity. Let us learn to use them to magnify the divine in myself and the world. And I have a little alternate for Amidah tonight. It's called, We Cannot Merely Pray to You. We cannot merely pray to you, O God, to end war and starvation, to root out prejudice, to end despair and disease, because you have already given us, O God, the ability and resources if we would only use them wisely, eyes to see if we would only use them rightly, power to make changes if we would only use it justly, and great minds if we would only use them constructively. Therefore, we pray to you instead, O God, for strength, determination, and willpower to do and to become instead of merely to wish. So the next little song, the most important line that I guess I want you all to understand is, which I think it comes across in the children's voices, but I'll just repeat it. It's, we are how we treat each other and nothing more. And I've heard the song quite a while ago, and it's a favorite of mine, and I love this version. So Jerome, that's number 3, please. Okay. All right. So for my my little drosh tonight, the parsha this week is called Ha'azinu, which means listen, to listen. So after his last speech to the children of Israel, Moses is told by God to write down a song that he's also to teach to them. This Song of Moses, as it is called, tells of God's enduring relationship with Israel, both their desert past and their prophetic future. So I believe that those that are to listen are the Israelites, and the song is meant to remind them of where they have been and where they are going. One commentator's opinion of the impression of this parsha is that words are witness to covenant and commitment, to trauma and injustice, to the failures of history, and to the future's promise. Words not only narrate and recount, but they also do. Big deal. They defy indifference and instill commitment. They suspend bridges between worlds and gather people together. They compel us to action. Opening ourselves to the power of words is vital, I believe, in doing the work of social action or tikkun olam, listening to those who need help so that we can learn how to help them best, teaching us, and they teach us in overlooked details that we don't think of, the complexities and the toll of living with violence, disease, want, or injustice. For me, the most important part of embracing tikkun olam in my new position with COT has been that of a lot of reading and getting myself educated, as Larry used to always like to say, on the issues, my Larry. My listening right now is occurring through books, Zoom presentations, videos, visiting URJ websites, highest websites, and so many more. My feeling is that we can all use some help in our steps toward our Jewish mandate of repairing or healing the world. So it is for this reason that as my social action chair, I want to introduce something called the Tzedek Box Challenge. What is it? First, a brief little history of how it came about. The inspiration came in the summer of 2018. So think about what was happening then. That will help you a little bit. As Jewish organizations worked to mobilize thousands for justice, a group of friends began to ask, how might we build new Jewish ritual that strengthens our accountability and deepens our spirituality for the work of improving society? So later in 2018 and 2019, events in Jerusalem and New York brought dozens together to, oops, sorry, that's my cat feeder. Forgot about that. Okay, where was I? To imagine, okay, so they met in Jerusalem and New York, dozens of people to imagine a new Jewish justice ritual. They want to think of something new. And what would a Yom HaTzedek look like? So in 2019 and 2020, they had pilot groups seized upon the idea of the Tzedek box as a consistent touchstone to spark an annual ritual. So Hebrew schools, teen groups, Hillels, synagogues, rabbinic schools, and friend groups, they go ahead and they start testing the concept. During the high holidays of 2020, so a year ago, after months of development, the idea is launched. They have an iPhone app and their website is ready for the public to try out. So in 2021, they have been building their volunteer base, trying to grow their reach. They've developed an app for Android phones, and they also held their first Yom HaTzedek in May of just a couple months ago. A virtual celebration. The big dreamers of this project wish to take it coast to coast and around the world, creating this new ritual holiday called Yom HaTzedek. And thus the Tzedek Box Challenge was begun. So it came by my way or across my desk, as some people like to say, of course, through our wonderful Rabbi Janice. She forwarded it to me, but just said, what do you think about this? This might be a nice thing. And I thought it was a good idea, and off I went. So again, what is this? It is actually a reframing of the traditional tzedakah box. So instead of collecting money or little coins that we would put in our tzedakah box, into our tzedek box, this could be a tongue twister. Our acts, we put our acts of social justice on slips of paper or an app, which I'll talk a little more about in a minute, on which we have written the latest act of social action that we have completed, such as I called my senator. I attended a Zoom meeting to learn about racial bias. I read about race issues.
Interesting.
Each time we engage with the box, we are reminded that we are part of a tradition and a community dedicated to the work of Tikkun Olam. By taking a moment to add our slip of paper or our text to our box, we are taking time to reflect on the state of our world. If you choose, you can recite a blessing when you add to your box, which expresses that we require partnership with God to do this work. And lastly, the box helps us to stay accountable by taking action, by being a physical reminder of our work. The box is not about patting ourselves on the back, or rather doing this work as our obligation. Or it also is not about seeking recognition from others, but rather it is to encourage others by our work. So let's talk about the container and the app. So I have this little box. This was actually, if you recognize it, it's from the JCC Deli fundraiser. So I repurposed it, cut a little hole, decorated it with some stuff. And I had this at synagogue actually for collecting the neighbor aid donations, but it could be used for your tzedek box. So you would write on your little slip of paper and stick it in here. If you don't want to, oh, and then I have these little boxes that I got for the kids at tourist school. They're going to decorate them, but I have plenty. So if you would like one, please let me know. You can decorate it however you want. So if you don't like that idea, you could use a jar, right? And see all your many papers in that one. Or you could use something real pretty that's already in your house and just no one would know it's in there, right? Or if you don't care about pretty, you could even use an old shoebox, right?
Yeah.
Whatever would work for you. The point is to have it present so that you see it and that you use it. So I did want to talk briefly about the app. Now, if you would do better with an app, yes, there is an app for that, right? Of course, it is free. You can download it and you record your acts into it instead of doing the paper, or you could do both if you want. I have loaded it on my phone, and trust me, if I can do it, because I'm not very technical, you can do it. And if you can't do it and you really want to do it, I could also help you do it. So what's cool about the app is that you can share your acts with the tribe. So they have tribes, and I created a congregation orthophone tribe. And so when you go in there, you can say you want to share with the tribe, and anyone else that's in the tribe will see your work. And the point is also not only that they see your work and be inspired by it, but you could say, hey, I found this, because there's a lot of things that you can do, like letters to senators and stuff like that I've been doing through Highest. And there's also even some on the app, some suggestions that they have on there. And those are just a matter of kind of clicking and it goes to your senator or whatever, a way of advocating. It's very simple. It takes a few minutes. But, you know, we could let each other know, hey, I did this. So put it in with the tribe. So it does have a lot of good features, but I do understand that everyone is not techie. So the Tzedek box intends to be a living symbol of our commitment, where we will record our acts of justice throughout the year. And then we will open the boxes a month after Passover. Pesach Sheni, I think it's around that called, as a way to hold ourselves accountable. We also celebrate our efforts and reflect on what we might do next to build a more just and holy world. So it's a celebration, it's an accountability, and it's a what can we do, now this next year. The new Jewish holiday that Tzedek Box Company, or I'm not sure they're a company, but is creating is called Yom HaTzedek. This next celebration that we will participate in will be May 15th, 2022. And our religious school students will be participating in the project, and I hope that others at COT will also participate, and so that we will have a mighty celebration and collaboration of our Tikkun Olam work on that date. And I think they'll have something virtual, and so we can join in, and hopefully we can gather as well and celebrate and reassess. All right. So my Amidah reading for tonight, another poem. I have a lot of little poems. I hope you don't get bored, but I didn't know how to put it all on the screen. So that's why I'm just reading it. This is called We Cannot Merely Pray to You. We cannot merely pray to you, O God, to end war and starvation, and to root out prejudice and end despair and disease, because you've already given us. Did I read this one already? Oh, I did. Okay, sorry. I'm thinking, right? Didn't I read that one, you guys?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, because I see the Nothing More song. Okay, I just started at the bottom. Okay, sorry. Now, so we're going to do our healing prayers. Let me get my list. Okay. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless these members of our community. Markham Becker, brother of Jerome Becker, Robin Cohen, Raul and Manuela de Silva, parents of Rita Becker, Diana Heller, Barbara and Chip Kurtzman, Rick Moss, Dave Podolsky, Hannah Prophet, Cheryl Shalub, John Sitters, Ellen and Michael Weingarten, Toby Shearer, mother of Dawn Daner and Michelle Robles, Kit Levine, mother of Adam Levine. And please, will you add your names to our
Lisa Stepanich.
James Gibson, Laura Gottlieb.
And I want to add for all those around the world who are in need of healing as well. Send them all comfort and relief speedily in our days, and grant them a complete healing of body, mind, and spirit. Blessed are you, source of life, who helps us to bring light where there is darkness and healing where there is brokenness. And for our Misha Barak, I'm doing the Debbie Friedman version. Just join however it works out. Misha Barak Avotein or
Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema.
help us
Unifying,
make
us spirit,
and let us
say,
Amen. Misha
Makor habraha
those in need of healing,
with renewal,
Renewal of our renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen.
announcements. Okay.
What are you doing?
For birthdays this Shabbat, we have Morgan Fiorentini and Philip Ramsdale on Monday, September 20th, and David Robles on Thursday, September 23rd. Our next holiday that we'll be celebrating at COT will be Sukkot on September 24th. Please check your newsletters and the COT website for more details. I believe you need to reserve for one of the events. Also, please remember the COT High Holiday Mitzvah Project this year and help support Neighbor Aid here in North County with your donations. You can send it to them directly, or I'll have my little box there back on the 24th. Either way. Okay. Alternative Elenu, it is up to us. And then all that has divided us will merge. And then compassion will be wedded to power. And then softness will come to a world that is harsh and unkind. And then both men and women will be gentle. And then both men and women will be strong. And then no one will be subject to another's will. And then all will be rich and free and varied. And then the greed of some will give way to the needs of many. And then all will share equally in the earth's abundance. And then all will care for the sick and the weak and the old. And then all will nourish the young. And then all will cherish life's creatures. And then all will live in harmony with each other and the earth. And then everywhere will be called Eden once again. Our thoughts turn now to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we think about the meaning of love and loss and life and death. This Shabbat, we remember Jean Hart of blessed memory, Benda Weingarten, mother of Michael Weingarten, Everett Blakely, father of David Blakely, Simon, father of Sandy Kawano, Selena Block, aunt of Linda Pryor. And we remember Betty Oliver, aunt of the Zucker family who passed away this month. And we remember Norman Bader, uncle of Jerome Becker, who passed away this week. We take into our hearts all those who have no one to say Kaddish for them. Do we have anyone else that needs to add some names to our list? No, okay. Yikadal, Yik Kadash, Bema, Divra, Uchaye, Shifal, Beit Israel, Lagala, Uzman, Amen. Yehe, Shmei, Rabba, Mevorah, Salam, Omer, Yipra, Yishba, Nase, Yit Hadar, Yit Shmei, Dikushah, Lelo, Minko, Pushpachata Vyakamata Dami Ram Bikama Yehe Shlava Rabba Minshama Amen. Ose Shalom Ben
Israel. Amen.
Please forgive me, everyone, for not standing. Sorry. All right. So my last reading for tonight is from our good buddy and friend, Eldon Salovi. It's a simple meditation about why God called our soul to earth and what it says about the choices that we make. It's called Summon to the World, and I've read it before, but it's a favorite of mine. Something you do will resonate throughout eternity. That is why you are here. To touch time with your soul, to create ripples in the flow of our days. You were summoned to the world by God's will. Holiness aspires the work of your hands. The divine requires the prayers of your heart. Create beauty, spread love, embody kindness, do justice, pursue peace, always knowing that the moment of your life, summoned by eternity, the moment of your life without which the universe could not stand, is a secret in heaven and on earth. And our closing song is by Peter Yarrow, and it's sung by Peter, Paul, and Mary. And I hope you like it as much as I do, the pretty pictures and the music. So Jerome, that would be my last one, number 4.
I travel the banks of the river of Jordan to find where it flows to the sea. I looked in the eyes of the cold and the hungry, and I saw I was looking at me. I wanted to know if life had a purpose and what it all means in the end. In the silence I listened to voices inside me, and they told me again and again. There is only one river, there is only one sea, and it flows through you, and it flows through me. There is only one people, we are one and the same. We are all one spirit, we are all one name. We are the Father.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you.
Shabbat shalom.
Teresa, thank you.